So today's video is going to be a very interesting video because we are going to be going through absolutely everything that is coming to Genesis Part 2 in 8 days time. We're going to be going through all of the abilities, all of the pictures. As you can see, I don't think I've ever had this many tabs open in a video before. It took ages matching them up, but I wanted to make this a video for you guys so you can get prepared with everything. Because we've talked about some of the old stuff and some new reveals, but this is like a video of everything all into one. Now, if you guys are excited for Genesis Part 2, that is only, as I said, 8 days away. Smash that like button, guys. Let's try and go for over, I'm gonna try and say 1,000 likes. It's a crazy target for this video, but let's just go for it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and let's just get in with the video because, like, I'm so excited now, guys, and I can't wait for the stream. So, as you can see, the Shadow Mane is is basically, let's just round up this one about the Shadow Mane. It bears a strong resemblance to lions. It has a frill, and which is more pronounced among males. And the male's frill is a resemblance to a lionfish, making it look semi-aquatic. And basically it's going on to say maybe this is going to be like a half lion, half sort of aquatic creature in the game. And loads of people have talked about how the Shadow Mane is meant to be swimming in the game. And obviously I wanted to get this picture up because this is one of the coolest ones we've seen so far. And even when you look at the face of the Shadow Mane, you can kind of tell this is going to be a semi-aquatic creature. It's going to be interesting to see how it swims. We're going to see so many more abilities of the Shadow Mane with some more reveals coming up very soon. There is going to be a big launch trailer as well for Genesis coming. I think it's probably going to be like just before the release of the DLC on the 26th, which will be very exciting. But the next one we are talking about is the one we talked about yesterday, and it is the Summoner. Now, as you can see, you'll have to summon some real courage if you've seen this by this watchful guard. Perhaps it's better just to run. Now, we did some research, and by the looks of things, this is going to be sort of Rockwell's guards. I mean, there's loads of Rockwell guards on this. Everything is out to attack you. But from what we know, these summoners are going to be guarding Rockwell in the DLC, which is going to be interesting. We don't know as many abilities about what these are going to do, but what we know is it's going to be dangerous, and look at those eyes, that is just scary. And so yeah, if you've got the firepower, I'm sure you're going to want to take some of these on, but if you don't, then you're going to end up like this survivor running away. Now, the next one we are talking about is be careful when you're taking in the beauty of the landscapes. Some things like the carnivora want to take you in and get a closer look too. Now, we've seen this one in a recent video. It's basically another plant. I wanted to put them both together, the Carniflora and the Summoner, because again, this is going to be something, I don't think it'll be like a Rockwell guard. I mean, everything has been created by Rockwell, but I think this is more going to be like something that is just around in the biomes that you're just going to have to watch out for. We've already talked about how these are going to be some crazy jump scares, so just watch out, guys. This is the Carniflora. It's going to be horrible, but fun at the same time. Now, the next one we're talking about is the Tech Bow. So the Tech Bow is capable of firing various arrows, including a new explosive arrow. It can be fueled by element shards, which are consumed at varying rates depending on the type of arrow that is being fired. The arrow flies faster the longer you charge it up, and at its highest speed, it has the speed of a bullet. Now, an outdated Tech Bow model can be found in the dev kit, appearing to be cut from Ragnarok. This is similar to how the Tech Wyvern saddle was also cut from Ragnarok, but now is planned to be reworked into Genesis Part 2 with the addition of the voidwyrm. You can use any different type of arrow with this as well. Put like, you know, like any arrow, you don't need to bring with like all different types. This Tech Bow, as you can see on the screen, you'll be able to use any arrow type with it. So put it all into one bow. You can change different modes. It's going to make things so much easier, especially for taming and attacking creatures at the same time. So the next one we're talking about is the Strider. So the Strider will have a wide array of abilities depending on its attachments it's equipped with, very much like the mech. Certain attachments allow it to become more efficient in harvesting, while others turn it into a combat machine. The Strider's appearance resembles a robotic giraffe, and the Strider's attachments will allow it to make the take on the appearance of certain creatures such as a parasaur with a drill-like mouth for the harvesting attachment. Now, we saw this recently, and what we do know is that you can see some Troodons turtles down there. I didn't even see that before. So that's another confirmed creature coming to Genesis Part 2. Even though it's already been there, I mean, it's just one that's going to be in the DLC. So the Strider and the the Strider will have different abilities, which is the orange mode, as you can see there, and the blue mode. And I think the orange mode will most likely be some sort of attack mode, and the blue mode is meant to be the harvesting mode. As you can see, this sort of gun-like thing, I think, is what is going to be like shooting out to harvest the trees, as seen in the trailer, which is very interesting there. But moving straight on to the next one. Now, the ammo box is able to store and distribute a variety of ammunition across different turrets and possibly weapons. As long as it is supplied, the ammo box will ensure that all turrets in the radius of the ammo box will never run out. This is what the ammo box looks like. As you can see, as long as your turrets are in the same range as the ammo box, you won't have to worry about the turrets running out one by one and having to fill them in one by one, which is always very, very long. Now, the next one is the tech pistol shoots out a beam which will affect its target differently depending on its mode. The tech pistol has 3 different modes: killing, healing, stun, and these effects are amplified by the frequency on its target. So as you can see, the picture from one we got recently is a survivor firing the tech pistol in the stun mode at a raptor, which we don't know right now whether it's just going to stun it or you're actually going to be able to use it as some sort of taming mechanism. There is also a blue mode, which is the attack mode, and a green mode, which is the healing mode. So the next one is the ExoMech. Now, there's not much to talk about the ExoMech apart from ExoMechs are tech robots that can be piloted by survivors, armed with giant hands and constructed with a visible cockpit. The ExoMech Genesis Part 2 information is currently unknown at the moment. Now, this is a picture of it here. Giant arms, giant mech, huge compared to everything. It's going to be a real robot of destruction. It's going to be interesting. The next one we're talking about is the egg incubator. Now, on the wiki, it says that it could be incubated up to 10 eggs, but I think we've actually found out that it's going to be more than that, but it keeps them at their desired temperature. Additionally, the egg incubator is able to analyze the stats and colors that a creature will have before, when it hatches or before it hatches. This allows the survivor to decide whether to incubate the egg or not, and obviously this is the picture that we got of the egg incubator coming to Genesis Part 2. The next one we're talking about is the Mei Wing, engineered to be the ultimate interstellar wet nurse and surrogate parent. In addition to automatically taking care of your babies, the Mei Wing can steal enemy offspring by luring their young in for an irresistible suckle at its teat. So it's basically going to be absolutely crazy. It's gonna be it's gonna steal. You're gonna, not only is it gonna automatically take care of the babies in the game, but you're going to be able to use it to lure in other people's dinosaurs. It resembles a hybrid mix of a platypus and a sugar glider with 4 big suckles on each side. This is the Mei Wing. By the looks of things, you're actually going to be able to ride it, or at least hold on to the saddle flying through the sky. Looks crazy, and it automatically takes care of babies, which is going to make things so much easier in Genesis Part 2. Now, the Federation Crop Plot is the tech tier version of the Crop Plot. It helps plants grow quicker without the need of sunlight, and while having a greater storage capacity, the Federation Crop Plot also refrigerates plants, making them more shelf stable. One of the benefits with the planned addition of the Federation Crop Plot is that survivors will now be able to grow plants within caves, and sometime after its original announcement, the Crop Plot's name was changed from Tech Crop Plot to the Federation Crop Plot. This is obviously the picture of it. We've seen this a few times. Also, this is a new plant coming to Genesis Part 2 that you will be able to plant within the Crop Plot. Now, the next one is the Loadout Mannequin. It is capable of storing armor and hotbar items of a survivor. When interacted with, the Loadout Mannequin will equip its contents onto the survivor, and as you can see, it can be used to create unique kits such as the defense kit, raiding kit, and taming kit. And as you can see on your screen right now, this is the defense kit, the raiding kit, and taming kit. And as I've always called it, similar to Batman, you'll be able to hop into whatever one you want, and it will instantly equip all of your armor and weapons. Now, the next one is the Noglin, which is capable of controlling the minds of survivors and creatures, such as the T-Rex. Under the right circumstances, the Noglin can attach to said creature or survivors, giving control over their minds to its owner. Now, as you can see, this is the most recent picture we had of the Noglin, and I thought it was so cool. Very, very excited for this to be released into Genesis Part 2. This is going to be definitely one of the most popular ones. And again, scary, because we don't know how long right now you're going to be controlled by someone else, which I don't think it will be very long, because I just can't imagine Wildcard would let someone have control over another survivor for like 10 minutes. It's probably going to be like 30 seconds. The next one is the Canoe. It serves as a portable method of traveling across bodies of water. The Canoe can hold up to 3 survivors, and it moves faster with each paddling survivor, which is very interesting there. The Canoe may be a reskin of the dinghy from ARK's sister game Atlas, and the Canoe is one of the first vehicles to be able to get picked up and carried around by a survivor aside from the Hovercell, which is this is the picture we got of the Canoe, which announced piranhas and spinos that are going to be in Genesis Part 2. Now, the minigun is a deployable weapon that can be used to rapidly fire at a target. The minigun requires the survivor to wind it up, and it can overheat from overuse. When deployed, the survivor is able to better concentrate fire on its target. Now, this is the picture that we got for the minigun. Now, in this picture, the survivor is actually holding the turret in the air, but you can also deploy the minigun onto the ground, which means you've got better aim. Because when you're holding it, it's most likely going to fire have terrible recoil, but then up close, it's probably going to be very, very powerful. And fighting bosses, fighting Rockwell with this minigun is going to be a lot of fun. I'm not even sure if it's how much damage you'll be able to do to Rockwell, but interesting. The Hovercell is a deployable vehicle that can be used to travel great distances in style. The Hovercell is able to host 2 survivors, one that controls the vehicle and one that can use weapons from the front. Performing certain tricks on the Hovercell will increase its speed while making you look awesome. The Hovercell is one of the first vehicles to be able to get picked up and carried around by a survivor aside from the Canoe. And this is obviously the picture that we got with the announcement that Griffins are going to be coming to Genesis Part 2. And then the only thing that this picture didn't have is a picture of the survivor on the front with a tech pistol. I think that would have been really awesome, because I think at this point the tech pistol had already been announced from the picture, but yeah, anyway, still looks really cool. So 2 survivors are going to be flying around on one of these things. Now, the last 2 things that I'm going to be showing you is the one that has not been talked about yet or shown a picture. It is the security system. Expect the announcement of a picture of the security system very soon by Wildcard and on my channel. The security system enables the survivor to monitor an area through a network of linked cameras, somewhat the same as the scout remote. From these cameras, the survivor is able to remotely interact with structures and creatures. Now, this is obviously the picture we got back in November 2020. Now, this is obviously what we're waiting for next. This was the artwork showing you about how it's going to work and the security camera, the security system with the cameras. But Wildcard have said the Genesis Part 2 reveals are coming nearer to an end, as there's only 8 days. So there's probably only like 1 or 2 more of these to come, and the security system will most likely be one of these. So expect a video on this on my channel either tomorrow or the day after that, because Wildcard are doing quite a few reveals within the week. Now, the final one I'm here to show you is the voidwyrm. Greatly resembles a tech/robotic version of the wyvern, and you guys may have seen this picture. The voidwyrm coming to Genesis Part 2 for the final DLC, and you can see a really cool picture of one in the background there. We don't know whether this is literally just going to be a tech wyvern or it's going to have different abilities. I'm sure it will have some sort of different abilities, but one very interesting thing that we do notice about the voidwyrms is that in the background, it looks a little bit like we are in space, and obviously we know we're on a colony ship in this DLC, and we know that there's going to be like space dolphins like the Astradelphis and stuff. I didn't want to obviously show that because I'm only doing the reveals of what we've actually got a better picture of, not just the artwork. I know I showed the security system, but it's because it's probably one that's coming up next. But yeah, I reckon there's a big chance with spaceships, Astradelphises, and everything flying through the sky that these could be something we're going to have to claim throughout space. But that is going to be the full video there, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I can't believe how close it is now. Time is flying. It's very exciting. I can't wait for my stream. I can't wait for more reveals coming up later into this week. Thank you for watching. Smash that like target. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. See you guys later.